Hello Gunners, welcome to another video, and in today's video we've got Patrice Evra sending digs to Arsenal. Obviously he loves to troll us, so we'll have a listen to what he had to say. And we've got quite exciting transfer news, potentially a Real Madrid star coming to the Emirates Stadium. We've got updates from David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano on the summer window as well, so a lot to get through. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the subscribe and the like as well, it'd be greatly appreciated. But let us start with Mr. Patrice Evra and him talking about Arsenal fans. I found this quite interesting and I wanted to talk about it, so have a listen.
Problem is not Arteta. He's not the owner of the club. He's not the player. He's the fan. You are delusional. The season just get over. You already talk about next summer, but you mad. You mad. Which earth are you living? Guy, I feel you even an AI. Are you real? Are you a real person? Maybe this is ChatGPT and or what?
So Patrice says that the problem with Arsenal is the fans. And before I say my point of view, let me know your thoughts on that initially. Obviously, he could be trolling, he could be rage baiting, but I've heard this opinion many times before, not just from Patrice, but from many people. Every single fan base has a set of delusional fans. That's a given in football. You're not going to have a fan base which doesn't see their team as the best in the world. And that's part and parcel. United fans, for me, are the worst. Liverpool fans as well are the worst. They think they are way better than they actually are. And that's my opinion. Same with Patrice, it's his opinion. But I don't see why Arsenal seems to be the most scrutinised. This season, obviously, we've had a lot of injuries. We've got to a semi-final of a Champions League. We're set to finish second or third, whatever that may be. We've had no striker. And we're being blamed for looking ahead to next season. We've got to as a club. We've got to think positively, because thinking negatively as fans, it doesn't help at all. So you need your brain to be ticking. And obviously later in this video, I'm going to be talking about next season and signings. And that's okay. It should be okay. But the obsession from other people and how Arsenal fans are reacting is too much. Stick to how your fans are reacting, your internal fans, and leave us Arsenal fans to be as delusional as we want within each other. Just because one Arsenal fan says this doesn't mean you have to come and say he's wrong or whatever. Let us Arsenal fans deal with the conflict between ourselves. And I want to have another look at another thing Patrice said after the Arsenal versus PSG game when we just narrowly got knocked out. And I thought it was quite weird, but just have a listen.
The Netflix and now I think Netflix season 21 is on its way. I think they start recording. But it's you guys, and it's a banter because people know. People say, oh, I'm anti-Gunners. I love Arsenal. And first of all, you can't hate your babies, you know. It's impossible to hate your babies. But I think I actually understand, you know. An example is like, imagine you have a good time with your wife, with your girlfriend or your fiance, whatever, and you enjoy it, you know. You enjoy it. Ooh la la. And the moment you are about, you know, to put some seed, someone grab your juju. You know, it's really painful, and you get really frustrated because you want to put the seed to have a, you know, a Premier League baby, but at the end, or Champions League, but it's always the same story.
I mean, what on earth is that analogy, Arsenal fans? It can't just be me that found that a bit strange, right? I mean, there's many ways you can put his point across, but to put it like that is very, very strange. And I'll be honest, Patrice Evra, he gets the most interactions and the most people coming to his page when he talks about Arsenal. Obviously, he keeps calling us Netflix FC. There's always next season and all of this, which is quite ridiculous because aren't Manchester United 16th in the Premier League? Even in our worst era, we never finished below 8th. Manchester United and, of course, Tottenham are sitting there in the 16th position. This is not scrutinised enough. If either of these teams do not come out with the Europa League, this season is going to be an utter shambles. So instead of thinking about Arsenal and their juju and I don't know what words he was using to describe planting seeds, look at the situation of your club. Have a bit of self-awareness, you know. Have a bit of, you know, accountability for how poorly your team is doing. Because my word, your team is having an absolute shocker in the Premier League. And you can win the Europa League, but ultimately, the Champions League semi-final is better than a Europa League win. teams from the Champions League don't even drop into the Europa League. So that just minimalizes their win. But anyway, let's move on to a bit of more exciting news. And Rodrygo will make a decision in his future in the next few days. Real Madrid position is clear. Whoever has doubts about playing for Real Madrid is free to leave. And apparently I've heard murmurs from people in and around the club that Arsenal would be one of the teams very interested in Rodrygo. And I mean, when I heard this, I was both excited, but there's just something about Rodrygo which, for some reason, just puts me off him. I don't know if I'm being nitpicky. Let me know down below. What's your thoughts on Rodrygo? Do you feel like he is the answer for the left wing position? I don't think he's got the burst and the acceleration to take players on. He's obviously very, very good. Could he be the Alexis Sanchez type of signing? For some reason, something just isn't right about him. Maybe that's just me being very nitpicky. But, you know, I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans also have this same opinion. And I just think, though, in a storyline sense, having a Rodrygo and Saka wing pairing is an absolute joke, with either Gyokeres in the middle, Sesko in the middle, of course the dream is Isak through the middle, but having those two as your wingers, that is just so exciting on paper. It just adds fear factor. Teams will now be marking that left wing thinking of Rodrygo. Won't just be focusing on Saka because they know the threat of a Rodrygo. And that is what you want. Quality is great, but fear factor is even greater. I feel like having a Rodrygo adds fear factor. He works hard for the team. Off the left wing, he's a different beast, a different animal. You know, he's had to play off the right wing, not his best position. But on the left, he is really, really good. And you're looking at his stats, you know, even in this season where he's had 50 games played, where most are, you know, sort of off the bench, he still managed to get 22 goal contributions in 50 games. The season before that, 25 in 51 games. He had 29 in 57 games in 22-23. This is a goal machine, a creative player, somebody who can provide every single season. He's scored more than 13 goals. Obviously, I think this season he'll still get up to around 15 goals. He would have scored 15 goals in every single season minimum. And that's what Arsenal needs. Somebody who can contribute goals and assists. Don't need to be overly flashy. Quality will shine. And I feel like Rodrygo can make sense. And around for 60 million euros, what Real Madrid apparently would want, I think it might be a deal we should go for if he's real about leaving them. You know, let me know your thoughts though on Rodrygo. Is he a player you like? You know, I think he would be quality. But it doesn't stop there. Arsenal are working hard to sign Andrey Santos from Chelsea. Don't know about him. He plays for Strasbourg, but he seems a very, very good player. And for once, maybe we're going to sign a Chelsea player who isn't about 50 years old. And when you look at this form, I know ratings don't matter, but that just looks ridiculous. He can play in the 8, in the 10, in the 6. You're thinking about Thomas Partey leaving the club. Maybe a younger profile like Andrey Santos can make sense. We know Chelsea with PSR. It just looks absolutely unreal. He can score goals. He can make goals. I think he scored around 10 goals and around 7 assists. So he looks like a very, very exciting prospect. And Ligue 1, the talent there, it is really, really good. It really is. But hey, let us now look on to what David Ornstein and Fabrizio are saying about Arsenal. We want to renew Thomas Partey's contract, but we're already looking at alternatives if it doesn't come to fruition. Arsenal may sign a left-back. Kieran Tierney will be leaving and Zinchenko is up for sale. So there we have it, you know, two positions that maybe Arsenal fans didn't think would get done. Obviously, Zubimendi's coming in, but if Thomas Partey still leaves, we'd still need to replace him. Zubimendi is coming in as the Jorginho replacement. We need somebody to be the Partey replacement. And Fabrizio Romano says it's going to be a very huge and important summer at Arsenal. A new striker, of course, we know about that. But I'm told Arsenal will also bring in a new winger for sure. That's the intention. They are looking at defenders and more. So obviously, two journalists that have said Arsenal are going to have a very, very busy summer. And if you're asking me, here is my dream Arsenal summer. I want to make a larger video, more in-depth video later on into the end of the season after the season has ended. But let me know your thoughts. Left wing Leao is my dream choice. I feel like he can play centre forward off the left, 1v1 dribbling, touchline winger. Then you've got Rodrygo and Nico Williams, nice little options there. Isak, of course, but Sesko and Gyokeres as well, really nice backup 9 options. In the DM, Bouadi is a very, very good DM. Plays for Lille. I think he's exceptional. Then I'd have the Partey renewals as my second choice, and Ogume, who plays for Sevilla as well in there. 3 very good options for Arsenal in the DM. Then you've got, looking at the left back spot, you've got Gyokeres, the Kruiper, overlapping attacking fullbacks, a different profile to add to the Arsenal squad. Joan Garcia are obviously going to need to replace Neto. He's my number 1 choice. I think we need that 8/10 profile. Simmons, Cunha, Eze, El Canous, all of those players, they fit differently. I think Simmons would be unreal. Then in the centre-half spot, Huijsen, Mosquera, no centre-back is also an option. So let me know your thoughts. Pretty quick, pretty rapid fire there on those options for me. I feel like it's a lot to do for Berta in this summer, but I have full faith he can do it. But anyway, Gunners, that's it for now. I hope you have enjoyed, and until next time, peace.